you as parents could see more obligations, and there can be that sense of annoyance, despair of what did I do, what did I do right, and what did I do wrong. Now, what happens is that those growing up and living in the West tend to forget their obligations. I think that's quite normal. The more grown up, more intelligent people will say being selfish, but we were teenagers and all that, they might conveniently forget their obligations. Now, we feel that by having a large gathering of friends, I'm now talking to the younger generation at school, at clubs, even here, or if you are working at work, who know their rights but not obligations. So I'm talking here at the office, at school, we all have certain rights. So we are, in an unusual way, we are insulated with our rights, not our obligations. Especially young children, peer pressure, and to be part of a group. This is where sometimes parents would think that the children are going off the rails, because their allegiance is more towards their school friends and what they do, and perhaps imitate, not necessarily imitate, but follow peer pressure and being part of that group. Fortunately, the European and Asian children don't necessarily have a major problem there, but I think the African or the Afro-Caribbean children, there is a special police force called Black on Black Crime, Operation Radiant or whatever, because that's a problem. They need to identify themselves within a group once they leave home. Look at yourselves. Do you not come within the third bullet point? You're reasonably happy materially in this country. Things are all right. Even in Sri Lanka, if you generally things are okay. Problem is when something goes wrong. What happens? So I think what's important is when something goes wrong, we turn to the family first. Children, if you're totally educated and you have no connection to the parents, etc., some of them can be boarded Monday to Friday. I mean, I know of a number of families, Sri Lankans, they, in a very old colonial way, they put their children into boarding for 3 months or the term, full term, and they live 6 miles away from the school. I find that difficult to understand, but they find it difficult to understand me as well. So it's a mutual thing. So I mean, sharing an experience. My father, when he was in Sri Lanka, he was educated, and throughout he was boarded. He had very little interaction with his parents, other than at holidays during vacation time. I mean, he now tells me, he's 90 years of age. He tells me that he never liked a single day there at school, even though he went to a big name school at that time, and that was the done thing. On the other hand, he made sure I came home every day at 1:30 in the afternoon, because he didn't put me into a boarding, nor did I go to a big school in Sri Lanka either. But so I think I preferred coming home after school. That was the thing. So there is nothing wrong in this lifestyle that we are living, but you need to know, and I think it's very important for the young children, who you are and what you are. Believe me, that now applies to the older generation as well. I, as a lawyer, have met a total cross-section of Sri Lankans, also others as well, but when I interact with, even through APSL, I meet a huge cross-section of people, and some of them don't know who they are. That's the sad reality. Some of them have not been to Sri Lanka. We were having this conversation. They haven't been to Sri Lanka on a regular basis. That's something that I think Shiran, you will be talking about. You will be interacting more with the children. I think we owe our children a duty and an obligation to the children to not to make them total Sri Lankans. I'm not even saying that. Just take them there, right? On a regular basis. Don't go there once in every 5 years, because you can also go once in every 5 years to Euro Disney or Disneyland. You'll all be very happy going there, right? There you are. So, but go there regularly. If you come from Sri Lanka, then go to Sri Lanka. If I was talking before an Indian audience, I would say go to India, wherever your state is. You know, I'm not asking you to be total Sri Lankans, but know where your roots are, and so who you are and what you are. Next one, sir. Now, again for the younger generation, in a sensitive area where there are many answers, that's the problem. This is a multiple choice with not 4 answers, loads of answers. What am I? I'm British. How many of you would consider yourself British? No, I'm not from the Home Office. Oh, there is somebody from the Home Office. Sanjay. Right. British. Right, fine. Anyone who's English? There you are. 2 English, 3 English, 4 English. Right? Fine. 5 English. Right. I could be from Birmingham, I could be from Croydon, it doesn't matter. I am from London. Right? Am I Sinhalese, Tamil, Muslim, Burger, and you can put whatever. If I missed out anyone, that's fine. Right? Okay, what are you? Somebody's talking and I can't see the face. What did he say? Oh, everybody's looking back. Lushani, you said something. Okay. Right. Right. Then somebody can say I'm Sri Lankan. Now, we get to the more sensitive ones. You can be British or English, as some of the children say. Someone would say I'm British Asian here. And then the other word is I'm Asian British. There is a difference. I won't go into the difference now. And I don't know, what else here? What else can you be able to identify yourself as? So that's why I put etc. So, I mean, someone who's like you, Ushani, who's done presentations, will say this presentation don't connect from one to another, it jumps. You never said it, right? So all of a sudden I want to know Sri Lankan values again. So these are shots or highlights I'm showing to everyone. Repeating myself, Sri Lankan or Eastern values are what you owe society, as opposed to what society owes you. Who is the society? Who is society? Believe me, in our culture, it starts from home. In a British culture, it doesn't start necessarily from home. Parents, brothers, sisters are teachers, and then the outside world. So it starts from home. And I think that's a very important point for both young and the old, or not so old, to remember and understand. The cornerstone of our society is home. Honestly, that is right for even Western society, but they don't look at it that way. Can you rely on everyone who consists of society? So forget home. I'm a social animal, a creature. I believe on people around me in society. What happens when you feel isolated? You speak to a friend, talk to a friend. What happens when you are having stress related? You see a doctor. What happens if you have a breakdown, whatever? You go to a doctor.